Hello.
All right. I got you. What's never been here before.
I'm gonna do stuff. Just give me a second. All right.
No.
So some interesting things happened. I talked with some people with the convention that I'm gonna be bringing the saw to, and the rules are kind of iffy in this area when it comes to like lightsaber hilts, because the saw is different than most stuff. So they say if you want to have a metal lightsaber hilt or a metal sword hilt, that's fine, but the blade itself can't be metal. So the workaround of the blade not being metal is we're going to take a piece of MDF board that I stole. If you'll notice, it's gray, and the only thing that was made entirely out of MDF board that was gray was the set for Three Musketeers. So using part of the set, I am going to be constructing a new chainsaw blade from it, a con-friendly chainsaw blade, if you will. Now, before we get into that, I wanted to talk about the cool stuff I've been doing the past couple of days. I decided that I needed two 1911 long slide pistols for an upcoming costume. So I decided instead of just buying two $15 guns, I would instead buy one $15 gun and then buy $70 worth of mold making equipment to make more $15 guns, because that's clearly the most economical way to do that. I successfully made a mold out of the gun. Actually, it turned out really well. I mean, it looks like a gun. So it completely worked. We idiot proofed that gun. We made a mold. The only bad thing is, and then this is like super embarrassing, I don't even know if I have the other guns around here, but we didn't order enough silicone. So when I poured this first mold, I mean, yeah, obviously, when I poured this first mold, it actually came out of the top. The chemical reaction was so fast that it poured over the top like some stupid thing in chemistry class. The second mold, I did not even an ounce less of the molding material. So I was using a Gatorade bottle to measure, and I went slightly, like maybe a quarter inch under the other line. The second mold produced this. So the gun fills in like this, and we did not have enough to get to the top. So yes, and that was really bad. The third mold, I used everything that was left in both the plastic silicone containers, and it filled up right to there. I've not taken it out of the mold yet. I bought more silicone. I'm gonna pour in just a little bit more to finish off the mold, and then I'm gonna take it out. Whether it actually bonds to the new stuff, it doesn't matter. So the second mold went horribly. That's all we need to know. I did too much on the first one, and you're missing it, but like before I cut it off, there was a square and then a huge puff up of stuff out of the mold. So first mold, really well. Second mold, absolute disaster. We have a gun that really can't even be used. Like maybe if the barrel was shorter, it would make sense, but no, the handle is like, it's like a pinky handle. You can't, this will just crush it. So anyways, that was our mold making adventure. That was a lot of fun. The guns are cool. They're solid. They can't bend, they can't break. I mean, it's awesome. You mix some liquid together, you mix some solid chemicals. Wow, how do they work? It's really cool. It's really great. So now what we're gonna do is back to the chainsaw. We're gonna make a new blade for the chainsaw. That's the gist of it. So first we have to take the chainsaw apart. Fun. The cool thing about it though is I made this chainsaw to be able to completely take it apart and put it back together. So it's exactly what we're gonna do. And I believe all we need is one Phillips and one. That's untrue. We need a wrench to take this guy off. Really like pliers would be fine. Either way, I'm going to grab our materials, our tools, if you will. 1 Phillips screwdriver. 1 pliers. And if we can find a flathead screwdriver, like, if I figure out where I put that guy, then we're golden.
I got you a ton of.
So far, it does not look like we have a flathead. Ah.
It's okay, dude. I got you a ton of. I got you 60 heavy bolts.
Let's see. Just because I'm like, any ideas on non-latex rubber that can be used? So, let's see if I have it. I believe it's in the Spider-Man box.
I already got 2 shoulders.
I certainly did not. I do not like confrontation with certain people. Anyways, so let's see where it's at here. I don't remember if this stuff is latex. It's Mefron modeling putty. I don't know if it's actually latex though. I don't believe it is. So it's kind of like this putty that you can use to give yourself a scar. It is Mehron. So like Mehron. Like Ron Weasley. Mehron. So check out this putty. It's cool. I used it to give myself a scar for Soldier 76. I believe it should work for like doing injuries. It's like $4 for a little bit, so you might have to try out some more. And absolutely, no problem. It is my pleasure. All right, we can put Spider-Man box back where it was. That's like the makeup box. It's basically the box where if I have to, I'll go to it. There's the Phillips. Not the Phillips, the flathead. I just realized that screwdriver over here. I was opening a can of paint. That's pretty cool. All right. Cool. Let's get taking our bad boy apart. I love him so much. I don't want to take him apart. I have to.
No, he's almost.
So yeah, the chainsaw completely comes apart. And if there's anything anyone wants to talk about, just let me know. Some wouldn't blame me. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Dude,
so that is the screw for the back. We're just going to take off the entire handle, because it'd be easier that way. No problem. Distractions are a good thing. I figured that's what these were. I believe I can just take this off with my hand, though. Yeah, I can. I love distractions. Anything to get me talking while I'm working is just fine. Why am I taking the chainsaw apart? Thank you, Josh, for asking the question. I got to make sure I put. Because the convention I'm going to kind of has a rule against metal blades. So, yes, I did. I did get the podcast stuff figured out. Jamie making the podcast in a super easy to use MP3 file made everything 1,000 times easier. You have no idea. I didn't get any editing in. I didn't edit the theme music. Sorry. Before I get off on a tangent, Josh, the chainsaw blade can't be metal to the convention I'm going to for safety reasons, which is stupid because I'm the safest guy I know. So we're going to replace it with actually a piece from the Three Musketeers set, some of the MDF board that was left over that I stole because they were going to throw it away. It's free real estate. So we only have one more little screw to take off. I made sure all of he's a stud. Jamie's the best. God, what would we do without him? Anyways, as you can see, not many of you can see, but I used different screws for every single part of this chainsaw. That way I knew I would never get lost when I had to put it back together or anything of the like. Now it's taken off the blade. Super duper easy. Exactly. Waste not, wants not. And successfully, we've taken the chainsaw apart. Fun fact, I used foam to get this part in because it was completely empty. So, here's the inside of the chainsaw. check it out. We're going to put that up here. And now, put this up there too. I want to make sure all these screws stay together, so I'm going to put the pliers right there so it's kind of connecting them all. So the blade is, I believe it's a 16-inch blade. I believe chainsaw blades go about 16 to 18 inches. Ash's blade is a little bit bigger. So, yeah, so 12 stops there. 16. So it's about a 16-inch blade. I'm going to extend it because I can, because I will. Because Ash's blade just looks longer in the show. So we're going to, bigger the better. And if it looks too big, we can just cut it off. So now, Mephiron board's a bit big to be working with, so I'm going to choose the side that looks the best. I'm going to say this side looks the best. And we're just going to go ahead and cut it off. Let me grab my saw. Hey, Rich, you're in the live stream. Be quiet. All right. Here we are. How do I saw things in the prop shop? Easy. I saw them like any normal man would saw something, like a professional. I take my saw, my dominant hand, I put the board in between my legs, so that way there's a rest on this side and a rest on this side, and then I start sawing towards myself, like any genius would do. Oh, here we go. There it is. Safety first, guys. Safety first. A much smaller, easier piece of board to work with. If you need to pick me up, I'll come pick you up. I really need a friend like you. A friend like you. Way up, way up, way up to the sky. No, 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 no reason why. Way up. Sorry, getting off track. So right now, we're trying to scale up the blade here. There are 2 screw holes. You give me anxiety. Anxiety. I don't know. What about it? Anxiety. Hey, what about it? If I hurt myself, I hurt myself. So it is. Incredibly high pain tolerance. Unless you make fun of my hair, then I'm gonna cry. All right. That just reminded me to like do my hair. Anyways, all right, sweet. Yeah. So.
Get the superior shotgun.
We need a Sharpie. Ah. Oh, fantastic.
I don't know why.
I can't hurt myself. I'm invincible. So, we need to... I'd be perfectly fine with you hurting yourself too, Tarika, if you're going to be like that. I don't want people to be anxious. I just want them to be happy that everything's fine. Anyways, let's see here. There's a hole there. Pull up a picture of a chainsaw. I could do a really rough shape, and I love rough shapes. But instead, we're going to pull up a picture of a chainsaw. I even got the podcast notes down, like, super well. We're going to get uncomfortably close to the camera. Ash versus Evil Dead. Chainsaw. Search Google Images. Way up, way up, way up to the sky. There ain't no reason why. Way up, way up, way up to the moon. Got a bud like you. Alright, so the chainsaw is very... it looks way more different than I thought. It looks like it's almost a 20-inch chainsaw. So we're going to make it 20 inches. Last words before getting sent to the ER. I'm invincible. Yeah, that's... You're probably not wrong. Oh, well, thanks, Ricky. Really appreciate that. So we're going to make this about a 20-inch chainsaw. Fun fact, my rulers only go to 12 inches, like your average American ruler would. because we use our own system, so you can shut it out. Everything I learned to make stuff is pretty much from the Red Green Show, and safety was never their top priority. Yeah, at least get blood on the blade. The Handmaid's Tale watching this. Oh, Seth, The Handmaid's Tale is, I have no idea what that is, but you should never miss it for some guy in his basement working on stuff. So, let's measure this bad boy out. I want to make the blade bigger while we're at it, too. Boop. Make a little line here. 12. Make a little line here. 12. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Make a little line here. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's not right. That should be 24. 24, because 2 12s don't make it 25. I knew that. You hear your voice in the background. Oh, the podcast? Is your voice echoing in the podcast, or what's up? That'd be really weird, and I don't know how to fix that. Thank you. Thank you for saying my hair is fabulous. Because it's uploaded now, and I had no idea how to fix it. I thought I listened to like most of it, and it didn't seem like there's anything terrible going on, like any echoes or anything. All right. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is 20. I did get some measurements wrong. 20. That's 19. Cool. Oh, it's your phone. All right. Thank goodness. Because if I just put out a podcast where it's just echo, 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 I would have killed myself. Let me tell you something. I can hear it too. You can't hear it. That's not what this is. We're talking about something completely different, Ashley. I was getting a crazy headache trying to make that podcast last night. So this is where we're at. We're going to outline the base of the chainsaw. This inside portion, blah, 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 portion needs to be the same because that's where the bolt goes through. And that's where there's a guide.
Oh, he said a lava.
All right. Suicide is... That is exactly how it felt. Trying to record, trying to figure out the things for that podcast. So... Oh, you can hear your voice in the on. That's a little man. Give me 1 second before we really start. If Cool Stuff ever drops the sponsorship, we're doing an uncensored podcast. We're throwing in Sunny in Philadelphia, like sound clips. Chris has never seen it, but I'm gonna make him do it. Like if we ever get the sponsorship dropped, which by the way, never wish for that. I don't want to wish because it's $100 of free clicks every single month, which basically means I don't buy any of my own HeroClix, and yet we still ask for you to donate to the Patreon. We are such scumbags. But anyways, because the Patreon pays for the podcast and the HeroClix pays for our thing, so that way it kind of feels a bit more rewarding to the podcast. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So here's what's awesome is we get basically $100 worth of free HeroClix a month. Chris always orders the stuff. He opens a brick, and we just kind of piece it out. Sometimes we'll actually do singles and order some singles. It depends, like if I'm going to a tournament, I'll be like, hey, Chris, I really need you to order a Scourge. You know, that'd be great. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, that's it. No, Seth. No, wait. You'll always be a super fan of my heart, even if you do that. But like right now on donations, we're making exactly $25. And that way, Chris, Chris always takes more of the order from Cool Stuff because he pays for the podcast. So as long as we have $25 donations, I get my 50%, my full 50%. So your donations specifically give me Hero Phenoms. Like that's all true, but I mean, like if you drop your donations, I'm not gonna stop you. I don't want you to because we love your support more than anything in the world, and I owe you so bad for like coming on the podcast, helping me out. Selfish ass. I'm not super selfish because the last couple of bricks Chris has ordered, I didn't want anything from. Like the Thor brick, I didn't want anything from. We bought 2 bricks of Thor and we got garbage. I'm really not that selfish. I want to cut now. I can give you your record back. I mean, if that makes up for anything. Hey, if you keep, not you, Chris. Yeah, talk to Chris about that. When he gets back from Greece or whatever, be like, I want my due. I've covered 3 podcasts now. It's probably gonna be 4. So like, I want to get paid, man. Y'all are killing me. All right, let's make this a 20-inch blade that we can be proud of. So this is the line for 20 inches. That is where we want the peak tip of the blade to be. So what we need to do is putting this flat against there. You kind of make something like this. So thank you. Thank you. It's all Gucci. Oh, yeah. That is what I like to see. Also, I really want to get on with Chris. It better be good. No pressure. Okay. Wow. Excuse you. Are you really going to doubt my ability as a prop maker? Are you serious? Have you not seen the amazing quality stuff I've been pumping out for you guys, like week in and week out? Like, seriously? Like, are you serious? You gotta be kidding me. It better be good. I have made so much quality stuff. Like, whatever. None of my business. We want the blade to be bigger though, because it looks bigger. So we're gonna do a 1/2 inch on each side. Roo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
I also got a star. Yeah, so there's slip juice up there. I'll because I don't have any shorts. I got room for 2 things, and I haven't even really picking up stuff. So I'll pick up the slip juice just in case. I don't have Chuck either, bro. Me either. I haven't even seen him.
You got to give Seth Aaron. That half pistol still isn't bad, but the full pistol is better. Don't be hating on me right now.
Oh, I found a pump. I got a pump.
All right. So we have the 1/2 inch lines marked. We're gonna line them up with the ruler.
I think this is the video. Oh, yo, this big shield bottom and replace the potion.
Oh, Sharpie's kind of wearing out. Yeah, at least once a week. You see, everybody says that, like, I'm busting your balls, I'm giving you crap. I think I'd take enough crap. This Sharpie's done. Break the Sharpie so you know you can never use it again. That Sharpie's completely out. Man, I gotta give you crap at least once a week. I'm like, you know how many people give me crap millions of times a week? Like, I'm fine with it. I love taking crap from people. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not against it. I know we're all just having a good, fun time. Just show up and derail his feet. Wow. Way to go. Way to go, you guys.
That's my opinion.
So while doing this, I also have to keep the curvature of the chainsaw in mind. The curvature of the earth. There is no curvature of the earth. The earth is flat. Just kidding. I'm not one of those. So the outside line is where the chainsaw blade is going to be. Your rock team. That is very true. We did talk about your Odyssey team, but let me tell you something. I love talking about teams. I saw Jamie was giving you some pointers. I was gonna say the reason I put the crowbar and the shield on the team was so that way. So I always have 2 objects on my team. I always put the crowbar on my team, and I always put 1 other object depending on what character I'm running. The crowbar is always on a team, so I know what you're thinking. I just gave you a crowbar. How have you always run it? I always borrow the crowbar from somebody. I've never once had my own. I'm terrible at leeching off people for tournaments. But anyways, so the crowbar is if you go against Invincible. Yeah, I know. I was sitting there like the crowbar is just in case for Invincible. He can pick up that or the defensive. It just depends. I was yelling, and you guys were like, "Man, it sure would be weird. It sure is weird. We can't hear Calder right now. Crazy stuff."
You're like just pushing like, alright, let's do it, and then like another student can't go behind and they won't make it.
That's it. Exactly. Yeah, no, seriously, that crowbar is so nice. I love the Wrecker. The Wrecker is my favorite member of the Wrecking Crew. I actually own all the Wrecking Crew now. Yeah, I do. I got the Thunderball Super. Yeah, I can't wait to play this Wrecking Crew team. The Wrecker's always been my favorite member of the Wrecking Crew because he has a crowbar. Like, it's just like I know it's enchanted. Thank you. God, okay, so he isn't wrong with the symbiote idea. The symbiote idea is pretty neat. I want these to go in, meeting it. So
yeah, don't go for the guy who's shooting.
I don't have a ruler, so I'm just going to use this to measure. I'm marking off. I put little stitches through the lines where the true lines are. So in order to cut MDF, I'm going to have to use my scroll saw.
That's not game sense. That's great because like
you would invest in a mic. Okay. I have a podcast and I have a whatever. You're not wrong. I should invest in a mic, but also taxes, and I kind of don't want to invest in anything except for a real gun right now. I haven't got my refund yet, and it really bothers me. It super bothers me. I know it's only going to be like a couple $100. It's going to be like a fraction of what I actually paid, but I still want my refund, damn it. Anyways. I'm about to become a libertarian. If I got to keep paying taxes, I'll be like, taxation is stats. I'll have my hat and my shirt. No, I'm just... There's some full-out guys I know. And kudos to them. But, you know, I don't hate taxes that much. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. Render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, you know, all that jazz. That's fine. We got to move the scroll saw so we can sort of use it. There's also a bunch of junk leaning up against the scroll saw, so just give me a second. Like, there's Mod Podge, you know, there's all sorts of stuff. We're just going to throw it over here since we have more room. I do need to invest in a mic, you're not wrong. Knife, random knife. Oh, you missed it. There's a dartboard. I threw the knife. It's stuck in the dartboard. Like totally way off to the side, but it got in that 24-inch diameter. It was super cool. Just trust me, it happened. Googly eyes. You never know when you need googly eyes. Shotgun rounds. Always need these. All right. And then I've got a bunch of miniatures here, a bunch of HeroClix that I'm using to make a miniature for D&D. I've got to move all these guys. Okay, eventually, of course. I'm just glad the sound quality right now is okay. That's the important part. Move the chainsaw like that, move this like that. There's some strapping I have here. Does not need to be here right now. Throw that in the strapping box. Getting the scroll saw moved over is like this long-term commitment that I'm moving all this junk around for. And I am going to be using it for most of the show, don't get me wrong. But it bothers me how long it's taking me to clear out all of this junk. There was a D10 inside the scroll saw. That sounds about right for how clean I keep this place. All right. It's mainly off when you use your tools and try to talk. Yeah, that makes sense because they're wicked loud and I'm trying to talk over my tools. So realistically, the scroll saw really needs to be bolted down. But guess what? It's not. It's going to stay that way. Until, of course, I find a better, more permanent spot for the scroll saw. So instead, we're just going to move it in like this, like so. So that way everybody can go ahead and see what I'm doing. And then this, where we do this, MDF board is not toxic by nature anyway, so we don't really have to worry about wearing a mask. Let's make sure it's on low to start it off, because you flip it on, right? Ready for this? All right, the absolute madman. We want to make sure the scroll is completely level. I'm going to eyeball it. I'm not actually going to bring out a level. You know, I don't know if I can make it or not. Yeah, I know. It sucks, but it's like a 2.5 hour drive, so what are you going to do kind of thing. Yeah. I actually would like to go, because that way I can go out for the photo shoot, stay the night at my brother's house, and then go play Airsoft on Sunday. That would actually be really fun if you ask me. Anyways, we're going to start cutting the MDF board. And then, you know, if it doesn't turn out the way we want it to, we can always do it again. So everybody, you can tune out for like 5 minutes if you want and come back. But MDF board time, baby. It's time to get cutting. Slowly but surely. So that didn't work. Not the way we wanted it to. Shoot. I kind of biffed it on the end. The good part is we have a base we can just trace off. So that's nice. Shoot. All right, so second piece. All right. It came down to where just do the rounded kind of tip end, and I went in like this. I went too far in, and then I went completely the wrong way on doing it. So it came out, the shape came out something sort of like this, which no chainsaw looks like ever. That was just really bad, really, really bad. I think I'm gonna do a rough cut, and then I'm gonna sand it instead of trying to get a perfect piece. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm going to make another base, then I'm gonna do a rough cut, and then I'm gonna sand it to make a more perfect piece. Instead, yeah, because the edges are going to need sanding anyways, so might as well just, you know, take a little off the tip, just yeah. Anyways, so let's line this guy up. So we're just going to line up the base again.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, there it is. Yeah. That doesn't make me sound like an idiot. I was trying not to say it, because then that opens up to like a Michael-esque "that's what she said" joke, which is always just terrible. All right, so now that we have this done, I'm going to take the original blade, which is right here. Yes, yes, I know. The original blade, which is right here, and I'm going to once again put in where that piece is, where it actually screws into the chainsaw itself. So we're going to cut through this thing, and instead of using the really cool whatever, the cool saw, we can just easily cut through it using the scroll saw. That light will sometimes work and sometimes not work. I don't know what its problem is. All right, cool. So this is the new piece. It's very rough. I'm gonna try it anyways. See how it goes. Yeah, here we go. Fun, fun, fun.
Here.
I've never seen an episode of The Office.
Saying like openly.
I've never seen an episode of The Office. You lucky man. You've been graced. You've been blessed. Aaron, Seth, you have no idea how jealous I am of you. You see, I had to watch The Office. There wasn't much of a choice. So, yeah, it's not a bad show. Don't get me wrong. It's just like the whitest white person show on television. Yeah.
Is this America?
It's entertaining. It's pretty entertaining. Don't get me wrong. But I wasn't super like, yeah, I'll go ahead and watch all like 9 seasons of it. To be fair, I watched all of Sunny in Philadelphia in like 2 weeks. So, you know. But that show is trying, like, The Office is like this very mundane humor, this very, like I've never worked in an office, so some of it's kind of, it is very dry. So it's very dry humor. It's very mundane, dry humor. And you're supposed to find that the little things are funny, you know, from what you get. Yeah, that's totally it. It's like they're kind of quirky. This guy is whatever. This guy acts like this. There's very certain character archetypes throughout the show. Our main character, I would say, is Michael for the most part, with very prominent side characters. Basically, there's like 4 main characters: Michael, Jim, Pam, and Dwight, I would say. It's not a bad show. It's very good. It's very entertaining. But there are just some episodes where you watch and you're like, that was sort of funny. There are some episodes where it's like laugh out loud, bust a gut, hilarious. There are some episodes that want to rip your heart, want to make me want to rip my heart out. It's a very good show, and I understand why it's popular. But like Sunny in Philadelphia, on the other hand, it's hilarious. It's because they're trying to be funny. They're trying to be super wacky, super goofy. Yeah, super weird sense of humor. Yeah, and I don't necessarily think the way they do. Like some parts of Sunny in Philadelphia, I'm like, that's a bit much. But characters like the character archetypes in Sunny Philadelphia aren't like normal life archetypes for characters, like mundane people. Like, oh, there's this guy, he kind of takes everything literally, or there's this guy, he thinks everything's a joke. That's a very normal thing. Charlie is a legitimately crazy person. Mac is like, I'm a very religious guy, but he also knows nothing about like Catholicism or anything of his religion. He's just like, I sort of, it's just like he kind of grew up going to church, but he never really paid attention that much during church. He just kind of goes with the flow, but he's super defensive about it. But also he's, gay. So it's hilarious. Like that's kind of funny, He's got to deal with being like a living hypocrite basically his entire life. Oh yeah, a sense of humor is totally over the top, super over the top. That's what makes it really enjoyable. It lets you know first season we're gonna try to be as over the top of humor as possible. The Office first season is so much drier than the rest. But it gets good. The Office is good. Sunny's good. It just depends on who you are as a person, whether or not you're gonna enjoy certain things. I happen to enjoy both. I'm not going to say equally. I'm not going to say which one I like more. Just I enjoy both. I felt, if you've ever seen Arrested Development, I decided to watch that recently. First 3 seasons were stupid good. I think Arrested Development was awesome. I mean, that humor, it had some mundane character archetypes, and then it had the totally over the top stupid characters. Anyways, we're gonna start cutting things. We'll get back to the conversation of TV shows and whatnot. Oh wait. See, that was the episode. I remember watching that episode, and it's the introduction of the McPoyles. And throughout that episode, I literally thought, I really hope these people aren't reoccurring characters. That was totally wrong. Like, I'm like, I really do not like the McPoyle brothers. Please, Lord, may they not be reoccurring characters. They actually became kind of funny reoccurring characters, but they're just so weird. That was funny. He's like, what? Because he thinks like, oh, what am I? I'm attractive. Like, why wasn't I molested? Because turns out, the guy wasn't a whatever, but still, It is kind of an underrated episode. That is the first McPoyle episode, the first time I see McPoyles, although I hate the McPoyles. The McPoyles make for some really good episodes later on. But them as people freak me out and make me so incredibly uncomfortable, which is what they're supposed to do. But they do such a good job of it, I don't want to watch episodes that they're in. Psych? What is this? Yeah. I don't know what you're saying psych to. I probably just said something weird. Psych? Like, it's not a great episode. I don't know if you're saying, like, it's not like it's Frank's Brother, which is, like, arguably the worst episode. Lord knows we see a million memes of that being the worst episode. Maybe the episode where Dennis tries to, like, pretend to be a super liberal guy with the environments. I think that's a pretty bad episode. I don't remember that being a good episode. McPoyle Wedding was super weird. You know, there are... Oh, God.
My dad, like, what my dad?
The McPoyle sister. Let's never.
Oh.
That's a good way to end it right there. She. That's a quote from the McPoyle sister. Gosh, she's weird. Oh, she's weird. Huh.
Yeah, his mom said dinner at Costas Cancer. That's legitimate.
Yeah, pretty much. Psyched about the McPoyles. Like, they're like in every couple episodes, in every season. The McPoyles. Okay, we're done. We're gonna do this now. Yeah, I hate that family. That family is. Okay, no joke. Rickety Cricket is one of my favorite characters. What happens to his life is horrible. Don't get me wrong. When he was first introduced, I really liked him. I thought it was cool. Like, I was like a priest guy. They liked to mess with him. That's pretty cool. That was the bathroom stain episode that they thought looked like Mary. Good episode. Cricket has like the craziest character development. So throughout the years, you see him get just progressively worse and worse. Mostly it's the gang's fault. And what I like is the gang barely ever actually changes like that much, like as people, except for Mac. He goes through a lot of different changes. He's like the only other person who has real character development. Dennis gets crazier. Mac has real character development. Charlie pretty much stays the same. But Cricket has the most like he's like here. Like let's say he's going pretty high, and it's just this steady decline into just horrible. And then there's that one episode where you think Cricket's life is shooting up, where it's like, I think it was season 13, where they go through Cricket, and I was so happy. I'm like, yes, go Matthew, you got it. I believe in you, man. Get the Belle. Is that her name? Belle. I mean, it wasn't a girl, but I was like, dude, go. I believe in you. And like, I was so sad by the end of that episode, but it tied it all in with how he was throughout the season. But man, Ricky Cricket, Matthew Mara, my man. He's great. He's probably my favorite side character. He's one of the best. He's hilarious. Hard to look at in later seasons. That's man. That's rough. That's the best way to put it. All right, we're gonna start doing the other half here. Making some decent progress. Keep going. That's a really rough shape. Oh, that is such a great. I gotta restart my Hulu account so I can rewatch the show because I've only seen it all the way through once. I mean, same with The Office. I've got an impeccable memory. Like I can pretty much recognize most episodes of a show. You know, if you say one or two things about them, I can sort of name a couple of the plots. That was a good episode. They were going to go for that sing. I don't remember what the singing thing was, but like that was such a good episode. And Frank, he's in the pool of hand sanitizer. It was just that was beautiful. Oh my gosh. There are very few episodes that rival, and it was great because spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen it. And I don't want to spoil it, but like the punchline to how they're all sick is so great. It's so funny, and it makes sense because they've never addressed that issue before. But it's like they constantly do it every single day, every single episode, no matter what time of day, whatever hour it is. But it's so weird to think that it's probably daytime most of the time. Bald and naked Danny DeVito is hilarious. I'm not like Danny DeVito is so comfortable being naked, it scares me. Like when he popped out of the couch in the Christmas, is that the Christmas episode? That wasn't the Christmas episode. I think it was the Christmas episode when he popped out of the couch. I think so. Anyways, that was hilarious. That was so weird. The things Danny DeVito will do for the show freaks me out. I don't want to know that man's limits. I don't think he has any, but it's so great. Danny DeVito's the best. When he finally comes in as a character, I was so happy. He's such like a welcome addition. It's beautiful. Is he right in the second or third season he comes in? Pretty sure it's the second season. What do I need here? I need my belt sander. There it is. We need to change Mantis Toboggan, MD. My name's Dr. Mantis Toboggan. So great. So great. Coors Lake. Oh, Danny DeVito's accent. That is true. That makes it. It's a very weird conversation for anybody who's like just tuning in or going to rewatch this later. Super weird conversation. Wolf Cola, Fight Milk. Crow Team. The 24-hour news period episode is also one of my favorites when they're going through Fight Milk and Wolf Cola. That is really good episode. You know what? I'm trying to think. What would be my favorite? My favorite has to be The Nightman Cometh. Like, when I watched, I'm trying to remember when they made Dayman. I don't remember what season it was, but it had Little Kev in it. She was dating Lil Kev. Dee was dating Lil Kev, and they're trying to figure out cool songs or whatever. And eventually, Charlie figures out Dayman with Dennis, and I was like, "That's awesome! That's so cool! Dayman, Fight of the Nightman!" Like, I loved it so much. And when it finally was like the play, I sharing each other. It's just so wrong, but it feels so right. You brought in the night. I don't totally remember that song, but it's so. Pin me down with your strong hands, Nightman. It's so great. It's so great. Like, as a society, we don't deserve Dayman. We really don't. And yet we get it, and it's beautiful. Where's my mask? Where's my, there it is. All right. Let's send this. On top, one up on. And if you ever seen, like, if you ever went on YouTube, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but for a while there, in like real life, the gang was going around to theaters doing that episode with a few more extra scenes in the play. So you can find it on YouTube, like a full like 30-minute showing of them doing the actual Nightman Cometh play. And it has like one or two more musical numbers where they actually sing the Nightman song, and then one other musical number, I believe. And it's the best thing ever, because they basically reenact the episode, because the play itself isn't that long, you know, we don't see that much of it. So they have to reenact part of the episode. I would have killed to see that live too. I want to recreate it for like a skit someday, because little secret, not really a secret at all. I do karate, and all of our karate gis are black. And I had a beginner's gi, which is a lightweight gi, and now I have a heavyweight karate gi. So I still have my beginner's gi, which means I could cut the sleeves off of it, you know, wear black shoes, black socks and stuff, and be Nightman. My brother loves the way Charlie looks as Dayman, so he loves the yellow suit and the top hat and everything. And then, you know, then it's just finding a D, finding someone short enough to be Danny DeVito, getting someone who would be comfortable in Dennis's weird Dayman costume, because I would love to recreate that play. At least the final couple of scenes would be so great at a convention. Are you serious? I had no. See, these things I don't notice. You wore the same shoes? Oh my gosh. Charlie Day, what are you doing with your life, man? That's awesome, actually. It actually, see, it's the little things like that, like, that's like the most character development. Like, Charlie physically does not care enough to buy a new pair of shoes, nor does he maybe have the money to even want to go out and buy a new pair of shoes. He's just perfectly contemplative with where he's at. That totally makes sense. That does make sense. We don't deserve Charlie Day. We so don't. Especially since he's in Pacific Rim and Sun. We don't deserve Charlie Day. We don't. All right, I'm going to sand this. We're going to do a little bit of work here just to end the night. You know what? We're close to the end, and it's like 10 o'clock. We don't need to be around power tools. So what did we get done tonight? We failed on one of the blades, but the second blade, the rough cut, isn't half bad, and that should look pretty much fine. So once again, since we've been going for an hour, thank you everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you maybe Tuesday. Would be the next one. I want to try to do this Saturday and Tuesdays. It might be Tuesday and Friday. I don't know. We'll have to see. So once again, thank you for coming by the Prop Shop. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank everybody who stopped by and commented. Thank anybody who's going night. And yeah, night, ladies and gentlemen, night, Seth Aaron.